Turn your voice off, please. In this lab, you will determine how the force of gravity acts on different objects. You will choose 3 different objects to drop and time how long it takes them to hit the ground. Make sure you drop each object from the same height. Also, drop the height from as high as you can. The higher you drop it from, the more likely you are to verify the acceleration due to gravity to be 9.8 meters per second squared. So the first thing you're going to do is measure and record the height from which you will drop your objects. Then we're going to have to figure out how we're going to weigh different things because, well, we have to figure out its mass. But the only way to figure out mass essentially on Earth is yes.
Let's go.
So then we're going to calculate the acceleration due to gravity. And we're going to record each object's acceleration in the table below. So I want you can work by yourself. You can work with a partner. But I want you today, before we leave, to figure out 3 objects. Now, if I have these objects that are droppable, that won't break, you may use mine. So, like, if you wanted to use a marker, you may not use a calculator.
My Chromebook.
But
Last cup.
Yeah, you want to use my glass jar. Oh, wait, you already broke those.
Right.
But like, if you want to use a cotton ball or something. So think of 3 things you can use. By the end of the week, we're going to have this gravity lab done. But while we're in the midst of working on that, I have kind of a fun little riddle thing you have to solve. Are you ready?
Oh, really good. I'm not stupid.
It is right. So hopefully, while we're working this Newton's Law holiday style, you can start thinking of 3 things that would be easy to bring in, or maybe something you already have in your locker. Let's not drop phones or things that would break though. All right, our voices are off. Are we ready? Hey, I need you in a seat. I need your voice to be off. No. Cannot. Sit in a chair. Turn your voice off. Here we go. All right. Newton's Laws holiday style.
This takes so long.
Come on, you're not egg hard. Your egg broke.
I'd like you to have some time to work on this, so let's go over it. It was the end of the semester and one thing was clear. We were all ready to get out of here. Are you ready to get out of here? All right. Shh. Can we all please find a seat and turn our voices off? Are you guys good? Okay. It was last period the day before winter break, and all through the school, students and teachers were dreaming about what they would do. 2 whole weeks off, no homework, no teachers or kids, complete and utter freedom. Here's what they did. The clock showed 10 minutes until the end of class. Students were watching each second pass. Cassie laid her head on her desk and daydreamed of shopping. She'd laid there without moving, her thoughts never stopping. The teacher continued to teach until the very last second, because that's what good teachers do, I reckon. As the clock hand moved to the very last digit, all of the students began to fidget. Roman got so excited he leapt from his desk with a shout and knocked over his chair on his way out. As the bell rang, what a shocker, you could hear the sound of slamming lockers. Then kids filled the halls with laughter and cheers. They made their way to the doors and yelled, "Let's get out of here." Once the halls cleared, I heard a woo-hoo. I looked all around, wondering who. The English teacher came gliding through the halls of her rolling chair she was riding. She continued to speed, the wind in her hair, until she hit a pencil on the floor and flew out of her chair. The chair rolled backwards, but forward she continued to go, until gravity eventually caused her to slow. Thump! On the floor she landed and laughed. Guess I should have expected that. The teachers all laughed, but then hurried away. They had grades to turn in before the end of their day. As teachers made their way back to their rooms, the cleaning staff began to sweep with their brooms. Cleaning up tinsel, papers, and more, they spun with their brooms and danced to the door. Teachers finished their grading and packed up their things. Then as they left the school, they began to sing. They seemed even more excited than the students. They whooped and they hollered, completely imprudent. They slung their bags and papers into their cars without care, then put the pedal to the metal and were out of there. The principal waited until just before 4, then hopped in the car and slammed the door. As the car turned out of the school with great speed, the principal slid into the door and then back into the seat. I had heard her exclaim as she drove out of sight, "Have a great break. Stay safe. Good night."
Good night.
All right, so your mission today is to read the story and answer the following questions below. Number 1 says, when Roman leapt out of his chair and knocked it over, which of Newton's laws was demonstrated? Explain your answer. So you may want your brochures for this. I'll go through and grade them real fast. Cassie lay with her head on her desk without moving. Which of Newton's laws was she demonstrating? All right, so start going through reading those. Hopefully, we know and can answer these quite easily. Yes.
Can I go to the pencil on my laptop?
Hey guys, you can work with one other person, but you need to be working on this and not just chit-chatting. Some of you still have your brochure to get done too, so you need to be working.
Yeah.
Yikes. Eighth graders, you can whisper, but if you can't whisper, then you shouldn't be talking. Please be quiet. We're working on this. It's due by the end of the hour.